What's up, everybody? This is Chris Sarai bringing you another edition of the Car Concierge Show, the show that helps with the buying, selling, maintaining, and repairing of your vehicle. On today's show, we're going to talk about some kids or adults maybe that were doing illegal car rallies all over Pennsylvania. We're also going to talk about you remember these, well, a lot of you people have the start-stop system in your vehicles where you come to a stop sign, the vehicle shuts off, and it's designed to save designed to save gas, and it's supposed to designed to save the earth. Well, the EPA is sick of that, and they're going to repeal that. So that's going to affect a lot of automakers coming forth in the future. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the No Kings protest over the weekend and how it was just a situation where a lot of people decided that they wasn't going to deal with it and they were just going to drive through these people. So let's jump right in. First off, we're going to talk about a group of drivers that were doing illegal car rallies all over Pennsylvania, stopping traffic, just a big old mess. So let's check that out.
Right now, at least one arrest is made in illegal car meetup in Philadelphia, and it's believed to have been connected to a similar meetup in Plymouth Township. It happened Sunday night at the intersection of Ridge Pike, Chemical Road, and North Lane, and you see cars doing donuts right there in the middle.
If you're looking at this, the first thing you see is a lot of spectators. So they got the word out that they was doing that, so they got all these spectators around watching and recording. Everybody's got their phones out and their cameras out. And then the big problem I have is then all these people over here who are just trying to go about their lives, trying to get to work, get home from a long stressful day at work, and all those types of things. And they're the problem with this. Now, I dibbled and dabbled in this kind of thing when I was younger, definitely, but it was a situation where we went, and of course it was in Indiana, but it was more of a situation where we went places where we weren't bothering nobody. That made it easier. Cops wouldn't bother you as much because you're not bothering anybody. Now, mind you, once some snitch told on us and then we started getting in trouble for it, everybody had to change our lives and our ways. But for this instance, the whole foremost thing is that why they have this desire to disrupt all these other people's lives to have what they consider a little bit of fun. Let's keep going.
The road, a bunch of onlookers standing by. And Kelly, you have some new details to share here.
Yes, so Jason, Philadelphia police say the group caught on camera here in Plymouth Township was the same group that had 6 different car meetups in 6 different locations in the city Sunday night. Again, they say so far they made 1 arrest, and working with Plymouth Township police, they say more arrests are coming.
There's definitely well over 100 people here.
Morgan Heffelfinger says she started recording Sunday night as crowds and cars shut down the busy intersection feet from her home, pouring in from several directions.
Really scary. They were setting off fireworks. They were just doing donuts for like 5 minutes straight.
We now know the group seen in this video released by Plymouth Township Police from around 8 p.m. Sunday, showing cars blocking off traffic at the busy intersection of Chemical Road and Ridge Pike, do burnouts and set off fireworks, surrounded by as many as 100 spectators, is the same group that also hit 6 different locations in Philadelphia, according to Philadelphia Police. They are hoping to identify these 4 vehicles in particular. Police say the group...
See, that's my thing. What level of don't give a F do these people have to be doing this? They have to understand that they're not only recording themselves, but there's cameras everywhere. This is the new world we live in. Cameras are everywhere. Everything's gonna get caught on camera. So your car is gonna get caught on camera. If you got a license plate on it, it's gonna get caught on camera. They're gonna be able to look you up because of that. They're gonna be able to look you up because of the way your vehicle looks. This is just a master class in not giving a F, because they have to understand that the police are going to catch up to them, and they have to understand that they are going to catch some charges. But what they probably also understand is we live in a soft ass world now, and they know that they're gonna probably just get a slap on the wrist and they're gonna be able to get their cars back. Let's keep going.
Group went to Philly first, then Plymouth Township, then back to the city, where investigators say someone threw a firework and fire extinguisher at police cars. One of the meetup locations, Spring Garden Street and Delaware Avenue.
We can see the smoke, we can hear the noise, and then all of a sudden I see like these fireworks, so they must have been putting them off down on the street here, and it was just, yeah, who knows who's, people walk around here now, we have families.
It's a absolute dangerous and illegal, it's an interruption of the traffic.
Philadelphia police say they made one arrest so far, 20-year-old Nathan Medina from Lawnside, New Jersey. Police say he tried to drive off from a meetup and crashed into two police cars. Sources tell Fox 29 they know some of the participants in these recent meetups have been arrested for meetups in the past. Back in Plymouth Township, Heffelfinger says this was a first and hopefully a last.
People were driving up on the street on this side of the road, and then they were parked on the grass, driving over the grass. They were driving like 0 to 80 miles an hour just to go up the road when the cops came. I hope they catch them because, I mean, I wouldn't want that near my house again.
And again, Plymouth Township police say they are reviewing video, working with Philadelphia police as they review video. If you have any information, police ask that you give them a call. You can also submit a tip anonymously. Sheba.
Kelly, thank you.
It just amazes me how much the world has changed and how soft the world has gotten over the years. I mean, the criminal justice system and, punishing people supposed to teach you that you desire that much to do something, some criminality that could get you put in jail, then you would do it undercover in some way. But that's not happening anymore. This world is so soft, and people have such a lack of fear of the police and the justice system and getting thrown in jail or prison that they decide that they not facing any charges. I've been watching a lot of police cam videos lately. I'll tell you, I watch a lot of OPL and all that type of stuff, and it amazes me how people act when they're getting arrested or getting detained, or how they start yelling at the police officers. And in several of the videos I've watched to show the people and fighting with them, and of course the people get arrested. But it's the audacity for me. It's the idea that they think that they can do these things and not face any repercussion. It's amazing that I have to admit that these probably some young ones. The one person that they did, he was 21, so you talking about some young ones. And the problem with that situation is that they're probably those type of young ones, lacking the real parental supervision at home. Parents are just giving them money to get them out their face, buying them cars so they'll be running around the street and not have to deal with them. That's a big epidemic as well, and of course that contributes to this problem. But the idea that these people, and specifically, you saw the baby blue charger. Come on, bruh. You have to understand that there's not that many baby blue chargers in where you live. And even if you do live over in New Jersey, these databases for police officers and police departments are national, so they can check for baby blue chargers anywhere. You people have to understand that you're gonna get caught doing this. It's gonna be on camera, and nobody cares. They continue to do these things. They continue to hit these streets. They did it several places, not just one. They know they be caught on camera. They know they're gonna get arrested, and they just don't care. And that's the world we live in. Nobody is scared of the consequences of their actions anymore. We allow people to do so many things, I'm from an era where you just didn't, if you were doing something bad, you just didn't talk about it. If you was a drug addict, nobody knew. Well, they probably knew, but you didn't tell them that you was a drug addict. If you was a thief, you didn't tell anybody you was a thief. And it just amazes me how open people are to just admitting to doing all these bad things. More to the point, them doing the bad things in the first place, but then the super fact of them admitting to the world that they're doing it is crazy to me. It's crazy to me that these people, these young people, are doing this. Hundreds of people out there, so they knew, you know, they spread, they told all their friends that they were going to do it. They planned it out. They had cameramen jumping in and out, the fireworks. This was a planned event, and they know they planned it. Probably going to get a lot of likes and views on their Twitches and their TikToks or whatever. Probably make some money off of that, and they're going to have to use that money to get their cars out of impound and to pay their bonds. All right, let's keep on going. So, next up, it was a feature in most new vehicles for quite some time. It's still a feature in cars, more hybrid vehicles than anything else. Let's check this out.
You want to get rid of the auto start-stop technology in cars. I believe that's when the car turns off when you come to a red light. Why do you want that start-stop technology gone? Why?
So many Americans hate it. They've been speaking up, looking for help. This was an Obama administration decision in 2012 to create an off-cycle credit for the auto start-stop feature. Car manufacturers then started putting it in more and more cars. And I'm hearing from Americans who despise it. They're frustrated by it.
Should the EPA be biased? I just thought what he just said, and he was kind of trying to throw the Obama administration under the bus when it comes to the stop-start feature. I would think that the EPA would have to be biased when it comes to all of the things that they oversee. The fact that they pick a side kind of bothers me, but let's keep going.
They don't want to have it in their vehicles, so we want to be responsive to the concerns of so many Americans who are speaking up with more than frustration. It seems like there's a whole lot of heated anger over it.
Are we in a period where people can make up their own minds and let the market take care of things? Are we there yet?
What a beautiful thing, Stu. Can you imagine that? This is one of the beauties of the Trump mandate. The American public spoke loud and clear last November. Their voices are being heard.
Yes, indeed. Lee Zeldin, EPA Administrator, thanks very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So, I want to read the Newsweek story about the EPA rollback. EPA of hated feature cars from Suda. Those who have ever stopped at an intersection only their car to fall silent and then jump back to moments later relieve the horizon. Lee Zeldin, the Environmental Protection Agency, is proposing a rollback of federal incentives to help push automotive engine start-stop systems into millions of vehicles on U.S. roads. Zeldin made the announcement via social media Monday, saying the feature was where your dies at every red light, so companies get a climate participation trophy, he added. EPA approved it and everyone hates it, so we're the context. Automatic stop technology became popular in large part due to fuel economy and emissions regulations introduced during the Obama administration. Initially introduced by European car makers in hybrid vehicles, over the past decade it became common across many new models, including SUVs and pickup trucks. While it's not mandated in new cars, it has been widely adopted due to federal fuel standard incentives. The system shuts off the engine when the vehicle is fully stopped and restarts when the driver releases the brake. Automakers claim the feature improves the fuel efficiency and lowers greenhouse gas emissions. Critics say it can be annoying or even dangerous because it wears on engines and offers only minimal environmental benefits. And there was a lot of problems with that start-stop system. Let's keep going. What to know? Opposition to automatic start-stop systems has grown steadily, especially among drivers in hotter climates or those who experience inconsistent engine restarts. Common complaints include sluggish acceleration, disrupted air conditioning, and concerns about wear and tear on starter motors. Despite the backlash, most automakers continue to stand by the feature in many vehicles. It's programmed to default to on at every startup, meaning you have to manually disable it each time if that option is even available. That was the main problem that I was having when I was selling these vehicles, was that a majority of the vehicles that I was selling had this feature, and the customers wanted to could not in these vehicles. Specifically, I'm not. There's a couple cars that don't allow you to turn the system off. Most cars do. They have a little button that, but the whole idea is that you're saving energy power. You're not using gas. You know, it was just a real groovy thing, real tree hugger, and it was causing a lot of problems. Can't turn it off. You know, when the stoplight changes and you want to go, it takes it a second for it to engage. People hated that as well. You know how most people want to push on the gas, keep it moving, and it gives you a couple seconds before you can do that. So don't try to race in one of these cars. I disabled this using tool software for my car. It's super annoying. I especially hated how it defaulted to on every time I restarted the car. One user posted in response to Zelda's announcement on X. Another replied, "Thank you. I despise it. Sure you can't. Sure, having it in a gas-powered car is ridiculous." Very true. Very true. Because a gas-powered car takes more to engage itself after it's stopped. Does it actually save fuel? While unpopular with many drivers, the start-stop system offers some fuel savings, though not in all drive conditions. According to tests by the Society of Automotive Engineers, the feature can reduce fuel consumption by anywhere from 7 to 26%, depending on traffic patterns. If you're crawling through city traffic where your engine gets plenty of nap breaks at every red light, then yes, the start-stop system can generally cut down on fuel use, said Alex Nizik, Associate Director of Autotech. However, Nizik noted that the benefits are minimal for highway driving. Plenty of drivers find start-stop systems irritating and hit the off switch the moment the engine turns over. What happens next? The EPA's move comes amid a wider deregulatory push from the Trump administration. Zeldin's announcement on social media with many praising the move as a common sense decision. All right, they brought it all together at the end. This comes a wider deregulatory push from the Trump administration. So it is a push for the Trump administration to get rid of some of the old Obama and Biden rules, specifically some of those over in the EPA. So no surprise when Wild Boy was on Fox News saying that. Neither here nor there. What we're saying is that this is a good thing. Those start-stop systems were horrible. They caused more problems. They say that the more fancy features you put in these vehicles, the more problems you have. And that also contributed to the start-stop systems and how that was affected by the airbag system as well. So it was a big problem with this system. Nobody really liked it. I never liked it in any cars that I had. I tuned one of my cars out of it as well. And it's just one of those things where it's these automakers just putting as many fancy features as they can in these cars, and like I always say, research and development. They're not researching and developing these vehicles. They're not doing the proper research on A, if customers really want these features, and B, if the vehicle needs these features. And that's what's important, because a lot of these features these vehicles don't need, and they're just causing more problems. They're going to cause you more problems down the road that you're going to have to pay for to get fixed. So if you can, always desire to get something nice, get something you like, but get something that doesn't have all of the superficial features that you don't desire in your life. Alright, so last but not least, we're going to talk about some No King protests. Now, there was lots of protests over the weekend, and what we found was a lot of people was not giving a damn and just running through them. There were several cases where people just kept on driving their vehicles through these protesters, running them over, causing injury, and we ain't down for none of that. We don't want people to get hurt. We believe in protest, ability to protest. Just don't get in my way. Let's check it out.
New at 11, a hit-and-run driver caught on camera here plowing through a crowd during a No Kings
Oh,
protest.
right over the legs. Oh, that
Protesting
had to
on
hurt.
West
I
5th Street near
sent it.
Pershing Square on Sunday when a woman was hit. She spent a couple seconds on the hood of the car and then fell off and was run over. Paramedics eventually rushing her to the hospital. She is expected to recover.
So that was quick. So as you saw right there, this was happening all over the place. Lots of the No King protests, which I believe that the No King protests were in most cases, not in LA, but in most cases there were ICE protests, but they had to name it something else to get themselves to be, if they're not having like ICE raids in the city or state where these protests are happening, they have to have some idea on why they're protesting it. Not protesting ICE in their area like LA is or California is, then they had to come up with another name for this, and they came up with No King. So based on the idea that since President Trump was using the reserves or whatever to help the unrest in LA, he was conducting himself as a dictator. Okay, all right. I don't have a problem with you protesting. I don't have a problem with you thinking that or trying to say that he being a dick. It was a good idea that he sent those people down there to help. I think it was a good idea that they did help, and what's even more astonishing is that when they left, it kept on, the best kept on happening. So you would think that it was kind of a good thing that he sent them and helped save lives and keep unrest down to a minimum. That's not how people see it, and it's more of a hatred for Trump than anything else. But there was other crashes or run-overs or people getting hurt when it comes to these protests and people just running people over. So another incident that happened over Riverside, California, where another gentleman was not going to just sit there and wait for these people to move out of his way, so he decided he was going to keep on moving. And it's not a good thing. We would not at all promote violence or people getting hurt, but
the man and woman have been arrested in connection with a hit-and-run crash during a protest in Riverside that left a woman in critical condition. Police say Russell Allen Prentice was arrested for intentionally driving his SUV into a group of No Kings Day demonstrators Saturday night, seriously injuring a woman, then leaving the scene. That victim, 21-year-old Alexa Carrasco, was rushed to Riverside Community Hospital, suffering from broken bones, several skull fractures. She remains in critical condition. Candace Wenzel is accused of helping the suspect destroy evidence after the attack. Both Wenzel and Prentice were arrested yesterday and booked into the Robert Presley Detention Center.
Feel sorry. In fact, no. Let's we're gonna watch the video of the incident real quick. Then I'm gonna talk about it real quickly.
But you guys want to know what's wrong with this creatine, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and all of them, and this one, and this one?
See, there's that. Hold up. So and I'm about to have a problem, and I feel sorry for the young lady that get ran over. You know, I feel sorry for any of the people who got hurt when in these protests by these drivers. But these people were attacking his car. What did you expect him to do? Just sit there while they were attacking him? They probably could have pulled him out of the car and jumped him. What he did was probably the best thing to do. And I'm sorry for the young lady that got hurt. I don't understand why she was around his car when these people were attacking him. But if you watch the video, and let's rewind. Make sure I know what I'm talking about. Smashing it. Now, who could be surprised? Who could be surprised by how he reacted? Who could be surprised about him trying to get up out of there when people are attacking his car? This is what I'm saying. This protest is a whole situation, and because I didn't watch this video prior, I didn't know they was attacking his vehicle. You know, I thought it was more like the situation with the situation in downtown LA where, you know, the young lady was just in front of the man's car and he just took off. Now, mind you, they could have been attacking his vehicle as well. It didn't seem like it. She just seemed like she was just trying to be in front of the car and to stop him from moving, and he wasn't having it. But this situation is different. This man's car is being attacked. They've smashed his back tail lamp. One more time. Nice smash up. See who turned? There says peaceful protest turns tragic. Who started the tragedy in this situation? Was it the person in the car or was it the protesters? Now, mind you, I didn't see if he did anything to them prior. Maybe he did. Maybe it was the fact that he was driving through their protest and they had a problem with it, and that's why they attacked his vehicle. But I can say for sure that I seen him attack his vehicle, and I'm for sure, like I was Nick Fury and I was getting attacked by a Hydra, that I would have rolled up my windows, put my foot on the gas, and got up out of there. Let's finish it out. We're going to get y'all up out of here. What time is it? Why is that little kid? Y'all looking at what I'm looking. Why is this little kid out there? Y'all out there protesting, trying to do adult things, trying to. Is this what we want to teach our children? Okay. I do believe that you want to teach your children to stand up for their rights and teach them to fight for equality and all these type of things. But this is not the scenario or situation that I would want my children in. That's what I'm saying.
Survivors of LDS church sex abuse.
All right, so, you know, I don't understand, guys. I mean, the No Kings protest, I'm assuming, because I don't know what was in their brains when they decided to do these things. The No Kings protest was strictly to protest Trump, quote unquote, acting like a dictator. I assume. But in reality, we have to understand that this was just an opportunity for people, some people, to agitate the world. They're just agitating the U.S. This is what this is, just agitation. You got a problem with the president? Write a letter. Jump on YouTube. Do a video. But I'm with peaceful protesting. I am. But if you're blocking traffic and you're destroying people's cars, that's not peaceful protesting. That's not what peaceful protesting is. If you're in front of my car, you are not peacefully protesting. If you are smashing my tail lamp, you are not peacefully protesting. You are an aggressor. You are aggravating the situation. You are causing me problems when you're supposed to be over there trying to make a point. So, please, if you desire not to get ran over, not to get hurt, put into the hospital because of your beliefs, then really peacefully protest. Stay out of the street. Stay out in front of my car. Don't smash my tail lamp. You should be on the sidewalk waving your sign, yelling and screaming. We cool with that, but cause you not in my way. Cause you not in my way. I gotta get home. I gotta get to work. I gotta go make this money. Please don't disrupt that. Peaceful protest over there. I can see you. I see your signs. I can read. I understand what you're feeling. I might not agree with you, but I understand what you're feeling, and you're not causing me a problem. Alright, I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. Frustration is a must. So, please, if you're gonna protest, be truthfully peaceful in your protest. Don't get in nobody's car. Don't get in front of nobody. That just is idiotic. Cause you living in this world where, and this is, and truthfully, this is this soft world that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the idea, this soft world that you can do almost anything and get away with it. You can smash somebody's tail lamp and not get ran over. You can get in front of somebody's car and they won't do something to you. You can talk crazy to a police officer and they won't arrest you. Now, it does happen, but we've started to create this world that is so soft that people have no fear of consequences. And you need to have that fear, especially if you're going to decide that you're going to get in front of my car. Alright guys, I'm going to let y'all get up out of here. I am Chris Surratt. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Car Concierge Show. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button, and I'm out.